Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for July 4th through the 10th of 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different. All right, so let's go ahead and have a look here first with your ruler Jupiter this week, who isn't forming any major aspects throughout the work week, but over the weekend will be sextiling up to the Sun and Mercury. Now this is significant because you guys are actually having a new beginning with relationships, which we'll talk more about here in just a minute, but could be a good weekend for that. Maybe that adventurousness, which has been unfolding this year for you. Maybe that's adventurousness with things like travel, but some of you maybe with philosophy or higher learning, wisdom, that kind of a thing. Definitely an excellent year for that. And could even be a good weekend for those things as well. Now, regarding relationships, this is a new moon here on Monday at the beginning of the week in your 7th house. So new beginnings here with all one-to-one connections for the next 6 months in the long-term sense, but also in the next 30 days here in the short term. So around Monday, maybe setting some new intentions with the relationship sphere, maybe reflecting on that a bit. And then as the week unfolds, perhaps more of that forward-moving energy there with relationships. Now, in terms of that too, Mercury, who does rule that 7th house, is going to be trining up to Neptune here on Tuesday, so perhaps easy going there with your one-to-one connections, which could be good. A bit of that detachment and flow. Now, Mercury is going to be behind the Sun. I do want to mention Wednesday and Thursday, so there could be a lot of this solar energy coming through the relationship sphere. This is where the Sun is taking the dominant energy, which can be harsh. It can be very energetic, even very passionate sometimes. And although all that's great and you can actually gain a lot of insight about things and about relationships, it's good to be centered with this if you are feeling a lot of that energy coming through, because Mercury is the 7th house ruler for you. Behind the Sun means we're not seeing the whole picture, and maybe our own passions can get in the way of that. So with that balance, I think that can be a good way of working with that. Also, this new moon and that combustion is going to be opposing up to Pluto in your 1st house. So with all this concentration on relationships here for you at the moment, this is the reminder that, of course, there is all this transformation with yourself that's been occurring. So it's about acceptance, it's about compassion, it's about understanding, and even changing self and being aware of these deep changes within self, of where you can access those Pluto energies of acceptance and understanding that can help balance out, I think, a lot of this concentration in your 7th. And it's also, too, maybe making some change in your life for yourself, for your independence and drive when it's coming from that non-egoic, non-attached perspective. Because without relationships, without attention on self and a healthy sense of independence, can we not have healthy relationships? And of course, without relationships, we can't have healthy self either. So a good balance, I think, will be important between those two key areas there. All right, so that's the relationship sphere. And then, like I said, over the weekend could be easy going there, and maybe, again, some of that adventurous spirit. So when we look at the work sector, that's also seen by Mercury, which we just covered. Okay, so again, easy going Tuesday with Mercury trining Neptune, then this middle part of the week. This extra attention here to keep everything balanced, and again, balance with, I think, the work life or your routine life, if that's unfolding for you this week. And Venus, who does rule your everyday work, is forming a few aspects also. Venus is going to be trining up to Mars, in fact, and so there could be some support here with your aspirations regarding your career. And this has been the fact that Mars has been retrograde in your 11th house, particularly over the past month. And if you've been thinking about or learning a lot about what your hopes and wishes are, your aspirations, future-related things, all of that is certainly starting to move forward for you now with Mars direct. All right, and Venus will be squaring up to Uranus, so if you are feeling, again, that Wednesday, Thursday time, maybe some irritability, maybe some wanting to break free with the work stuff, again, balance and awareness can help keep everything nice and balanced there. Venus is going to go into Cancer, so you'll likely find, too, maybe with the work, the second half, maybe it's a bit deeper. Maybe it's about connecting to those in your work and to your work perhaps directly in a deeper way, and seeing what really matters to you in life. And a lot of that openness and all that can really go a long ways with those everyday experiences. All right, so that's the work life. In terms of the financial life, this is seen by Saturn, who's not forming any major aspects here this week, but of course still retrograde in the 12th house. The financial stuff might be reflective. It's good to work on that detachment, that acceptance, understanding that there's a divine process. It's a really good time for you to be working on your spiritual development, taking that seriously, and squaring up to Neptune, yeah, that uncertainty, but working with it and still building things forward in your life so you can have more peace and more tranquility there. All right, so those are the key areas. Now we pretty much covered it. Just to recap, a new moon, new beginnings with relationships, new beginnings there. Good time to sit with that at the beginning of the week as the week unfolds, more of that moving forward. And yeah, with your ruler still there in the 9th house, still great to tap into that open-mindedness and perhaps adventurousness if it's on that external level, particularly over the weekend once Jupiter sextiles up to Mercury and the Sun. All right, so I hope you guys have an awesome week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next week.